They told me it was just a routine visit to the bank. Little did I know, my whole world was about to unravel. My brother was missing, and with every step I took towards the teller, the knot in my stomach tightened. That's when I saw him. A man, shadowed in a dark corner, his eyes drilling into me. I blinked hard, but he didn't vanish. I could feel my heart racing. Did he know something? I took a breath, my hands trembling. Strange silence filled the air, thick and heavy. "You okay?" a woman whispered nearby. I nodded, but I wasn't. Time crawled. We shared a glance. Sadness echoed in his eyes. He understood loss, craving answers, just like me. But as I inched closer, fear clawed at my throat. My instincts screamed. "This isn't just about your brother," he said quietly, his voice coarse like dry leaves. My heartbeat thundered. I felt the weight of secrets between us, secrets that loomed like dark clouds ready to burst. His name was Tom. We connected over the ache in our hearts, but every shared word deepened the unease. I tried to ignore the chill creeping down my spine. I tried harder to decipher the truth hidden in his gaze. Suddenly, the door swung open violently. A gust of wind swept through, stirring whispers among the crowd. Tom's eyes widened. Panic creased his brow. I could hardly breathe. "We need to go." He grabbed my wrist, urgency igniting dread inside me. I didn't want to trust him, yet something felt undeniably intertwined. We darted outside into the bustling street, sirens blaring as the world around us dimmed. People rushed by, oblivious to the danger lurking. The tension crackled in the air. "Who's watching us?" I pressed, scanning the crowd. But before he could respond, a low voice cut through the noise, echoing like a death knell. "You need to leave him out of this." I froze, every hair on my body standing upright. It washed over me like icy water. Just then, my phone buzzed violently in my pocket. I fumbled for it, my heart thundering as I recognized the name flashing on the screen. My brother. And then, the call dropped. The moment hung, alive and electric. Questions spun like a tornado. What had I done? What was I missing? I turned to Tom, eyes wide, dread seeping into my bones. His face was pale as he whispered, "We're not safe." The world blurred around us, fear pooling in my gut. What had I stumbled into? Would the truth destroy everything? Just then, I felt it. A shadow behind us. A presence. Something worse was on the horizon. Before you go on, let me tell you something. A lot of people have been saying that YouTube, out of nowhere, unsubscribes them from the channel. Take a quick look to make sure the red button is on. That way you won't miss any of the videos still to come. And while you're at it, hit the like button, because it really helps me keep bringing you stories like this. Oh, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know. My heart raced. The chill of that shadow behind us sent icy fingers creeping down my spine. Tom's grip tightened on my wrist as panic clawed at my throat. I wanted to scream, but then I heard it. A faint giggle. I turned. A girl, no more than 10, stood nearby, her eyes wide with fascination. Beside her was a figure I recognized all too well. My brother, disheveled and grinning. "Surprise," he said, joy spilling from his lips. But it wasn't joy that flooded my veins. It was cold, crawling disbelief. I felt dizzy. "Why are you here?" I gasped. Tom's expression shifted. Fear? Anger? I couldn't tell. "You weren't supposed to see him." Confusion wrapped around me tightly. My brother stepped closer, and I caught the glint in his eyes. Something was off, something darker. "Did you plan this?" I asked, my voice shaking. He shrugged, a devil-may-care attitude I had never seen before. "Thought you'd want a family reunion." A knot twisted in my stomach. This wasn't right. The warmth that had danced in my chest turned to ice, a numbing wave crashing over me. I wanted to scream, to make it all stop. "Get away from him!" I shouted, but my voice felt thin. Tom's breath hitched. The urgency in his expression morphed into something more serious. "He's not safe." A silence fell, heavy and suffocating. My brother shot him a look, eyes blazing. "I'm fine." But I wasn't convinced. Nausea twisted within me as I stepped back. "What are you really hiding?" The question hung like a guillotine in the air, waiting to fall. A moment stretched between us, heavy and palpable. What had I wandered into? Who was the real danger? Suddenly, my brother's face darkened, and I felt it. The cold grip of betrayal wrap around my heart. In that moment, everything felt wrong. Everything began to unravel. How much longer until I discovered the truth? I stumbled back, reeling. Betrayal hit me like a freight train. "You're lying!" I gasped, voice trembling. The laughter of the girl echoed, jarring against the heavy silence. My brother's smile twisted. "I'm not who you think, sis." A chill wrapped around me, squeezing my heart. "What do you mean?" I barely managed. Tom shifted, tension radiating from him. "You need to listen." But I couldn't. My world was unraveling. I stared at my brother, at the boy I'd fought for. "You're playing a game. This isn't a reunion, is it?" His smirk widened, and I saw something cold behind it. Malice? The ground felt unsteady beneath me. Tears stung my eyes. "Why are you doing this?" Silence roared back. My breath quickened, panic clawing at my chest. The girl giggled again, a haunting sound that echoed in the darkness. "Run!" Tom shouted. But I couldn't move. Suddenly, my brother stepped forward, eyes glinting. "You really don't know, do you?" A lump formed in my throat. My world spun, and dread churned in my gut. "Know what?" I whispered, fear creeping in. The truth hung heavy in the air. Where was safety? "Your loyalty blinds you," he said. I felt my walls crumbling. Betrayed by blood? A chill raced down my spine. Would I still recognize him if I understood? "Get away from him!" I yelled, the desperation rising in my voice. Tom grabbed my arm. "We need to go now!" But I didn't want to go. I wanted answers. I wanted my brother back. I could only stare, the weight of his words sinking in. What twisted game was this? And then it hit me. Maybe the real danger wasn't outside. It was standing right in front of me. Suddenly, I felt the air shift ominously. Voices murmured, eyes turned our way. "We have no time," Tom urged, but I hesitated, caught in the chaos of realization. What had I missed? What was the cost of knowing? I was in too deep now. And yet, what if he never stopped smiling? I felt my heartbeat quicken. My brother's words hung in the air, sharp as glass. "Not who I think." Fear washed over me. "What do you mean?" He stepped closer, a grin stretching across his face, but his eyes betrayed something darker, some hidden truth. "You don't even know why they took me, do you?" A cold sweat dripped down my back. "What are you talking about?" Tom's grip tightened. "We need to go." He pulled me, but I couldn't tear my gaze from my brother. "Listen to me," he shouted, and suddenly his voice dropped to a whisper. "I did it for you. You were never safe, not from them. Ice flooded my veins. The world around me blurred. What do you mean? A tightness held me captive. The moment you were born, you became a target. They need you, he spat, his voice thick with malice. My breath hitched. Why? The desperation in my voice faltered. Because you're special, sis, he sneered. More than you know. Sickening nausea washed over me. My knees felt weak. What have you done? The crowd shifted, murmurs swirling like a storm. Fear gripped my chest. Run, now, Tom urged. The panic surged within me. But I couldn't move. I stared at my brother. That smile shattered everything I knew. Do you think you can trust him? He hissed, his voice venomous. A chilling silence enveloped us. I felt Tom's anxiety, the danger pressing in, but I was frozen. I don't understand. Don't you see? He chuckled darkly. You're the bait. My heart plummeted. Everything I thought was real shifted beneath my feet. Was this all a game? Before I could respond, footsteps rang out, and I felt eyes obscuring our escape. I stood, caught between horror and denial. How deep did this go? I could hardly breathe. What awaited me in the truth? I couldn't breathe. Betrayal pulsed through me, quickening my heart. What do you mean? I whispered again, desperation clawing at my throat. You've always been my brother. He chuckled, that dark grin stretching. I'm not just your brother. I'm the one they sent. A wave of nausea crashed over me. Sent? Sent by who? My knees threatened to buckle. Those who want you. You're the key, and I'm the pawn, he said with a chilling calmness. No. No. My voice squeaked, disbelief shattering any sense of safety. Tom shouted, we're out of time. But all I could see was betrayal. Betrayal from flesh and blood. Why? I almost choked. A cruel smile danced on his lips. Because you're worth more than you can imagine. The world spun. I grasped for grounding beneath me, the crowd's murmurs fading into a blur. I realized then, I didn't just lose my brother. I lost everything. Run, Tom screamed, his urgency drawing me back to reality. But my feet wouldn't move. What had I overlooked? What else was he hiding? As I stood there, a heavy silence fell. I felt something darker lurking behind his eyes. Could I ever trust him again? The weight of his betrayal crushed me. What else was at stake? In that moment, I understood. The real danger was my own blood. I felt my heart thrumming in my chest. My brother's words cut deep, rattling the foundation of everything I thought I knew. What do you mean they need me? Suddenly, he stepped back. A flicker of something. Fear? Triumph? Crossed his face. You really don't understand, do you? You were chosen for something bigger. My stomach lurched. Chosen? My throat felt tight, a noose tightening around me. For what? His laughter echoed, sharp and cruel. It's not just about you, it's about power. And you're the key they want to unlock. I stumbled back, breathless. What have you done? I demanded, voice shaking. He smirked, a twisted version of the brother I once knew. I didn't just survive. I thrived. Every dark deal, every secret, it's all for you. My pulse raced. The world around me dimmed, shadows creeping in. Tom, I choked out, turning to him, desperate for reassurance. But he was staring, caught in disbelief. No, I whispered, shaking my head. It is, my brother shouted, stepping forward, eyes wild. The air thickened. A whispering crowd now felt like a roaring echo. Were they part of this? I felt it. The betrayal, the weight of a family shattered. What had I missed? What had my brother really become? And could I ever escape this twisted fate? The chill returned, more palpable than ever, as I stood teetering on the edge of darkness. I felt the ground shift beneath me. "Sent by who?" I blurted out, dread pooling in my stomach. His smile widened, but it was a snare, a trap I couldn't escape. "You really don't get it, do you? Mom doesn't just love you. She needs you for more than just family. You were her experiment." A gasp escaped my lips, a choking disbelief. "What?" My world contorted. My breath quickened, a fire igniting in my chest. "What are you saying?" His voice dropped. "She's been using our blood, yours too. You're part of her plans." The crowd around us erupted in shock. I staggered back, nausea crashing over me. No, this can't be true." His eyes turned cold. "But it is. You've been blind, sis." Cold sweat dripped down my back. The weight of it all crushed me. "So, this is why?" "Exactly," he smirked. "You're the key to everything." My vision blurred, and I felt echoes of betrayal reverberate through my mind. "What else have you used me for?" I whispered, choking on the truth. But before he could answer, sirens began to wail louder. "You're coming with me," Tom demanded, pulling on my arm. I hesitated, caught in the web of deceit. My brother turned to me, desperation flickering in his eyes. "Don't listen to him," he shouted. "Tell me it's not true," I cried, searching for a lifeline. But Tom's grip didn't falter, grounding me in this terrifying moment. My heart raced, but chaos surrounded us. People gasped, eyes wide. "Run," Tom urged again, but I felt paralyzed. Every instinct screamed that I needed to escape. But could I leave my brother behind? Everything felt wrong, yet the truth loomed larger than any family bond. Could I trust anyone now? Suddenly, everything went silent. The world around me faded to a hush. What was I missing? Where was the exit from this nightmare? I could hardly breathe. I felt the air thicken, the world narrowing to my brother's twisted smile. "They need you, not just as a key, but as a vessel." The words crushed me, every syllable a dagger. "What do you mean? A vessel for what?" His eyes gleamed with a sickening triumph. "You're not just blood, you're a conduit. The experiments, they've selected you for something beyond this life." I staggered back, the cold sweat freezing my thoughts. My heart thundered painfully, each beat echoing betrayal. "I don't believe you." Tom's grip loosened as shock painted his features. "You have to believe this." But my brother laughed, and it chilled me to the bone. "You'll understand soon enough. They're coming for you." A murmur rippled through the crowd, confusion and horror mixing in the air. I felt their eyes on me, their breaths held. "What are they going to do?" I whispered, the world spinning. "I can't tell you everything," he boasted. "But your strength, your power..." His voice turned dark. "It's what they crave." Every fiber in my being screamed to run. My heart raced, trapped in a storm of fear. "No, I can't trust you." I felt like I was drowning. Suddenly, a sharp cry broke the tension. A woman in the crowd sobbed loudly, panic flaring. "Stay away from her," Tom yelled, yanking me toward the street. Yet my brother's gaze pierced through the chaos, still intense. "Family means nothing in this game," he called out, his grin a mask of insanity. "You are everything." Ice gripped my veins. How had I been so blind? My own brother, a puppet for some unseen puppeteer? "Don't believe him," Tom shouted again, urging me to move. but I froze. Could I still reach for trust in this nightmare? The siren's wail echoed louder, pulling me back into the reality of danger. My brother's laughter rang out like a death sentence, even as doubts gnawed at me. What had I walked into? And could I survive the truth? The air pulsed with unsaid fears, the silence between us distilling everything into one terrifying question. Who would I really become? I felt the ground tremble as my brother's words sank in. You're the bait. Panic clawed at my throat, tightening like a noose. I couldn't breathe. No, 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 I gasped, heart racing. How could this be real? Suddenly, a figure emerged from the crowd. My mother. Her eyes bore a wild intensity, her hair disheveled. It's true, she whispered, voice low yet commanding. You're destined for something greater. The world spun. I staggered back, disbelief gripping me. You? You did this to me? My vision blurred with tears, stinging, burning. Betrayal pierced my heart. You used me? Her gaze held a mixture of pride and madness, a hint of regret, only a flicker amidst chaos. You're stronger than you know. I felt myself unravel. Tom gripped my arm tighter, fear merging with desperation. The crowd gasped, eyes flitting between us, curiosity morphing into shock. You're lying, I shouted, shaking my head. But as my mother stepped closer, everything inside me screamed for escape. You belong to us. Her voice echoed like a death knell. The weight of their expectations bore down. My heart raced faster. Could I ever be free? Questions hung in the heavy air. Would I have to embrace this twisted legacy? What lay ahead? What if I couldn't fight back? No, I gasped, the truth crashing down like a tidal wave, drowning me in despair. My mother's eyes burned, her ambition cut deep. You're the chosen one, but I wouldn't let that define me. I refuse to be your puppet, I declared, a spark igniting inside me. Enough. Tom's voice shattered the tension. We're escaping together. I turned to him, strength flowing as I shook off the betrayal. Together, as chaos erupted, we dashed toward the exit, leaving the remnants of my old life behind. Promise you'll find me again, I whispered to my brother over my shoulder. Don't you dare look back, he shouted, haunted but resolute. We plunged into the street, uncertainty ahead, but hope igniting, a chance for freedom. This was just the beginning. You need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait any longer to share. Confirm your subscription so you don't miss the next exclusive stories. Press that like button now to help the algorithm. Write in the comments your reactions and theories about the ending. Share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this conclusion. If you liked my story, keep going and watch the next one that's appearing now. I think it will move you too.